Kevin Colt back at you, PM Head of Cloud Management Solutions here at Supermicro, continuing our podcast on deploying SDX or Super Cloud Developer Console. In the previous videos, we focused on deploying special images, Harbor images that were part of our cluster service or to support our cluster service. So we're continuing in the final stages of our deployment. So we're on the home stretch here. We have two for loops to execute, which will load the rest of the images into the Harbor service. So hopefully you've been sticking with me here through your deployment of your developer console. So let's dig into it. First thing we want to do is take a look at our mount point is still intact by doing an ls block command. We see here we've got the loop here still present with our mount point. So let's clear it out here and issue our command change directory over to our mount point uh, in the images location folder. So again, our developers provided us a for loop, which is kind of nice, that will go out and basically loop and pull all the rest of the images required into our Harbor service. So let's cut and paste that into our environment here. So we're going to go back to the guide here, cut and paste, and execute. And you can see here it's starting to unpack those images that are required to be loaded into our environment here. And so again, these are images, containers that are required for our cluster service. Things like alert management, other various services that are required to be part of our developer console. So we'll let this execute in the background here for a few moments, giving me a chance to sip on my coffee here, and we'll be right back to you in a few moments. So this is continuing to execute here and loading those images into our control plane Harbor service. Again, remember, our Harbor server is really our control plane. Remember, when we ran the configuration file, we placed or we utilized the same Harbor service on our control plane of our server. So this is the VM instantiated VM. And I think I mentioned this a couple of videos ago that once you have the Harbor service out there, you can have other control planes share that Harbor service or that Harbor server. So once they're loaded into that server, there's no need to go through these steps again, right? You have your control planes pointing over to that Harbor server. And at that point, we then can utilize that server for each of the control planes in that service. So this completes this video. We'll, in the next video segment, issue the last for loop command in our service. Thanks for joining today. We'll see you next time.